Hey, welcome back into the Real Estate Minute Show. Good to see you. Anyway, I've been gone for a couple weeks in Europe. Ended up going to Spain and Portugal. A lot of people are going to Spain and Portugal right now. And I got to tell you, by the way, being there in Spain and Portugal, just being in Europe generally, it's got a lot of weird little quirks like we always hear about, but so many similarities to what's going on here in the U.S. So that's all I want to talk about today. Anyway, thanks for coming into the show. Welcome back. It is really good to see you. So got back from Spain, Portugal, went to Barcelona, went to Madrid, I went to Lisbon, or Lisboa, as they say, and then we went out to little sub-cities like Sintra in Portugal, Toledo outside of Madrid, and forgot where the other one was. Starts with a G, outside Barcelona. Anyway, it's the one with the Game of Thrones. They filmed a lot of Game of Thrones there. And there's a few things going on there in Europe. One is the exchange rate is amazing. I mean, we're getting like 120, 125 to the dollar, and it used to be like 150. So great stuff. I mean, we stayed at nice hotels and stuff, but it was still, not a huge punch in the gut when it came to that. And second, the food is off the charts amazing. The third thing is that everybody is fit, and I've told a few people that there is way less fat and unhealthy people looking there than there are here. And I'm not talking about looks, or relax, okay? I'm not triggering anybody with their weight. What I'm talking about is fit and healthy. And in America, like we all kind of have heard before, our food supply and the things that we do and the additives and things that we allow into our food supply, they don't allow over there, okay? They actually make a lot of those things and they ship them over to us, but they're outlawed in a lot of their stuff. I talked to a lot of people in restaurants and stuff, and they walk a lot. They travel around a lot. They take trains and walk from the station to work, things like that. They don't necessarily just sit at a desk all day long and just eat all this fried, packaged, processed crap that we stick into our bellies constantly over here. So that's one thing. And it was really nice to see kind of a vibrancy that it brings to a community out there. The fourth thing is, and the final fourth thing is that we think our country is divided, right? We're always 50-50, and there's a little slice in the middle. We're going to come see that in the next 2 to 3 weeks, obviously, with our election, and relax. It's not the biggest election of the world ever to exist. Yeah, it's important, but it's being built up as the most important election the world has ever seen. I call bullshit on both sides, okay? It's going to be rough, and everyone's going to be yelling and screaming, and it'll settle down, and then everybody will try to impeach each other regardless who wins. But it'll all be just back to normal, okay? But over there, especially, I'm talking about Spain really, and Portugal, they're very, very similar in how their politics works. They are socialists over there to the most part. They do practice democracy, or representative government, I should say, like we have here. But they are just as evenly divided, and there's just as much protests going on over there, and just as much pissed off people that are angry and want what they want. And that are never happy. I mean, they were laughing with me. All the cab drivers and Uber drivers were laughing, saying nobody in Spain or Europe, for that matter, is happy with anything. They always like to complain. But that's what makes a great society. Everybody complains and complains and complains. Hopefully, there's enough people out there to complain and then do and try to fight with what they believe in on a kind of rational, nonviolent way. But that's what's going on in Europe too. So it's very interesting to see. Those are my 4 big highlights. Has nothing to do with wealth building, but it's something to think about when we feel kind of siloed in the United States because we're so massive. We kind of forget what's going on around the entire planet. We hear words, but not real words from cab drivers and people that live there. See you next week on the show. Thanks for coming back with me. And we're in town now. We're not going anywhere. So we'll see you next week.